Hello, hi, welcome back to English Gurukul. Today we are going to learn very important lesson from English grammar. That would be noun. All of you should write it down. Noun. Noun. Now what is noun? If anyone asks you that what is noun, I have been making this video especially those who have been preparing for different competitive examinations, school goers, university goers, for all of us. That would be very indispensable and imperative class for all of us. Okay, listen to me. What is noun? If anyone asks you what would be the definition of nouns and how can you say? Noun is a naming word. What, my friend? Noun is a naming word. Noun is a naming word. Name of any person, thing, object, okay, place. So that would be noun. Right now you are watching a board right now in front of me. Yes or no? Yeah, there is a board. So it is also a noun in front of your eyes. Right now you are sitting at your home, and what you see in front of your eyes, whatever you observe, everything is called noun. Okay, in my hand there is a marker, so it is also a noun. Everything is noun. Everything, whatever you see through your eyes, everything is considered as noun. Got my point? So simply we can say noun is a naming word. What is the most important aspect to understand, my friend? We have to understand the function. What? Function. We need to understand about function of noun. Function of noun. We don't only need to define the noun. Yes, definition is important, because unless you clear your definition, you cannot go beyond your limitation. So already we have learned that noun is a naming word. What? Noun is a naming word. Now we have to understand what would be the function of a noun. Okay, what would be the function of noun? So in our class we have to understand the function and identification. What? Function and identification. In our last class we have studied about what? Phrases and clauses. Okay, a group of words which do not have any subject and verb is known phrases. And already I have defined that noun phrase, adjective phrase, adverbial phrase, and also we have defined the clauses also, and already I made you understand how can you define clauses in different sentences. I have written, and also I have found the noun clause, adjective clause, adverbial clause. Yes or no? A lot of example has been set for all of us, all of you, and made you understand how can you define clauses also. From today onwards, we have to understand what is noun. First of all, I already taught you that noun is a naming word, and the name of any person, place, thing, object, whatever, everything is noun. Now what is the most important thing to know about noun is function and identification. How can you identify a noun and what will be the function of noun? Whenever we understand about the function, everything will become very easy. Now write down how many functions are there. We have to study 5 functions. Write down subject of a verb. There is the subject of a verb. This is the first function of a noun. Second one is that object of a transitive verb. Object of a transitive verb. Next one you can write object of a preposition. Object of a preposition. Number 4 you can write complement of a subject. Fourth one you can write complement of an object. Complement of an object. So how many functions, my friend, I have written? Yes. If you get some difficulty understanding my writing, so whenever I say something, so try to understand my words and write down in your copy. Okay, first one I have written subject of a verb, second one object of a transitive verb, third one object of a preposition, fourth one complement of a subject and complement of an object. Whenever you understand about the function of noun, then everything will become very easy to identify a noun, also understanding the function of a noun very easily. Got my point as of now? Very good. Now one by one we have to understand what would be the, how can you define it. Okay, first one, what is written, my friend? Subject of a verb. Subject of a verb. So write down over here subject of a verb. Have you seen? Very good. Write down subject of a verb. Now subject of a verb, what does it mean? It means that after subject After subject we have to use verb. Okay, and subject always be either noun or pronoun. Always you should keep this in your mind. Subject always be either noun or pronoun. Except noun or pronoun, from part of speech, nothing will become as a subject and object. You cannot use adjective as a subject. You cannot use adverb as a subject. You cannot use preposition as a subject. You cannot use anything as a subject. You can only use noun and pronoun as a subject. Got my point? Yes. So noun and pronoun only be the subject of a sentence. So how can we define it? Let's say I should write down Ram plays cricket. Okay, Ram plays cricket. Now how can you define subject in this sentence? Who plays cricket? Whenever you use WH question or who and what, who, by using who and what, by using the question word, WH word, who and what, you can easily find out subject of a sentence. Okay, who plays cricket? We got the answer Ram. Ram plays cricket. Here plays is the main verb and cricket will be the object of this sentence. Now first of all we need to talk about subject. How can we define subject in a sentence using question word who and what? Who plays cricket? We got the answer Ram. So Ram should be the subject of this sentence. Ram should be the subject of this sentence. And if I ask you that whether subject is noun or pronoun, you can simply say subject is noun. Subject is Ram. Ram is noun, name of a person. So whenever we discuss or talk about name of a person, it should go for noun. And this one, it comes before a subject, before a verb, before this main verb. So we can say also it's a subject of this sentence. And whenever you use WH question word who plays cricket, whenever you get the answer of who, then it would be subject. Who plays cricket? Yeah, we got the answer Ram. So Ram should be the subject of this sentence. Got my point? Next I want to write another example using this one, pronoun. Okay, write down he sings a song. Have you seen? Yeah, he sings a song. All of you write, he sings a song. Now I want to ask you, my friend, I want to ask you, can you define subject in this sentence? Yeah, he should be the subject. Sings is the main verb, a is determiner, and song is noun. Yes or no? Song is noun over here. And how can you define whether it is subject or not? Using question word WHO. Who sings a song? Yeah, he. So he should be the subject. He should be the subject of this sentence. Got my point? And also another thing I want to say, he should be the pronoun. Okay, he should be pronoun. If you don't know the chart of the pronoun or list of pronoun, I can define it whenever I discuss about the pronoun chapter. Right now he sings a song. Here subject is he and he is pronoun over here. Got my point as of now? Very good. So you can easily, so subject of a verb, it means that subject always be either noun or pronoun. That it means that the function of noun and pronoun should be same. The function of noun and pronoun will be same, always same. The function of noun and the function of pronoun always be same. And noun and pronoun always be used either subject or an object. So have you seen? So I have used subject, noun as a subject of a verb. So subject of a verb, what does it mean? It means that after subject there should come verb, and subject always be either noun or pronoun. And I have used two sentences I have written down and already made you understand that how can you define subject using WH question word, who and what. And let's say another example, honesty is the best policy. Write down, honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy. So if you define, how can I find out subject using WH question word what is the best policy? Honesty. So honesty will be the subject of this sentence, and subject is whether noun or pronoun. Subject is noun. Got it? So first point, the first function, we have understood that noun can be used as a subject of this sentence. Now most of the students are getting confused in this part as well. After understanding this concept also, people are having some problem. Why? Because they only know that noun can use only as a word, but noun can be used as a phrase, also a clause. Whenever noun is used as a phrase, students are getting confused. They could not understand what would be the subject of the sentence. Let me write it very clearly for all of you. Write down, my friend. Should I write over here? Yeah. Write down. If I write my benevolent student, my benevolent student is playing cricket. So I have written a sentence over here. My benevolent student is playing cricket. Okay. Now, if I ask you that could you find out the subject of this sentence? Yes, sir. I can easily find out the subject of this sentence. You see, the subject of the sentence will be my benevolent student. That should be the subject. That should be the subject of this sentence. And if anyone asks you that what would be the head word of this word? Noun. Student should be the head word, the main word. Okay, head word. Okay, noun. And the benevolent is adjective. What? Adjective. And my is determiner. What? Determiner. Okay, determiner also a part of an adjective. Whether you can say it adjective or determiner, both of the answer is correct, because determiner is part of an adjective, so you can also call it adjective, no problem at all. But understanding part of this thing is that my benevolent student, it act as a phrase. What? It act as a phrase. Now you ask me the question, sir, what is phrase? I already told you phrase. Last day also I have discussed about the phrase. Because of this reason I already made you understand about the phrase and clauses. If you don't understand what is phrase, please go back to my previous video and watch it first, that what is phrase and what is clause. That is the reason I told you that in this class I could not have time to discuss about what is phrase and what is clause. Okay, let me discuss something about phrase. Phrase is a group of words. Phrase is a group of words which do not have any subject and any verb. Or you can write like this way: no subject, no verb. No subject, no verb. No subject, no verb. Okay, phrase is a group of words which do not have any subject or any verb. You see, my benevolent student, it's a phrase. My benevolent student, this one is phrase. So my benevolent student here doesn't have any subject and also verb, and because of this reason we can call it phrase. Now whether it would be a noun phrase or adjective phrase or adverbial phrase, that would be very important question. My benevolent student, here student is noun, last word is, or the head word is noun. Yes, head word is noun. Because the head word is noun and the previous word, you see, it is called pre-modifier. Okay, pre-modifier, post-modifier, we are going to study about it, but first of all you have to understand my benevolent student. Here the student is described by this adjective, benevolent student. What kind of student? Benevolent student. So my benevolent student, it acts as noun phrase. Why it is act as noun phrase? Because last word is noun, so we can call it noun phrase. And the noun is singular. Because the noun is singular, we have used is over here. Got my point? So my benevolent student is a noun phrase, and it acts as a subject of this sentence. Here students are getting confused. Students could not understand what would be the subject of this sentence. So I request to all of you, first of all you have to understand about the phrase and clause, then it would be very easy for you. Now we have understood this one, that how noun used as a subject of a verb. Another example I want to write over here. Write down. My old grandmother is watching TV. Okay, my old grandmother is watching TV. Second sentence I have written, my old grandmother is watching TV. If I ask you, can you find out noun? Yes, sir. I can easily find out noun over here. Grandmother is noun. Very good. Then the previous word which is define this noun, old is adjective. What kind of grandmother? Old grandmother. My is also determiner, or you can say adjective. From my to grandmother, these one act as a phrase. What? Act as phrase. act as what? Phrase, and it would be noun phrase. Why? Because the last word is noun, so we can call it the noun phrase. What? Noun phrase. And because the grandmother is singular, we have used what? Is. My grandmother is watching, and my old grandmother, it act as what, my friend? As a noun phrase. Got my point as of now? Very good. So did you understand how can you define subject of a verb? Another thing is that noun also act as a clause. Noun also act as a clause. Okay, let me write another sentence over here. Write down what he said, what you said. Write down what you said is true. What you said is true. In my class, whenever I discussed the clause, I also written down many examples about the noun clause. So you should visit the channel and watch this video first. What you said is true. So now here also we have used noun clause. Now how can you define from what to said? What you said is true. Whenever we used WH question word what and who, always we got what, my friend? Either noun word, noun phrase, or noun clause. Here what you said is true. So if I use the WH question word what is true? What is true? If I ask you what is true, yeah, very good. What is true? Then you say what you said. What you said, something was said by someone else. Yes or no? Which one is true? So what you said is true. So what you said, here you see, you act as a subject and said act as a verb. So what you said is true. That is correct. And also what you said, it also act as noun clause. What? Act as noun clause. So my friend, today only we have understood that there are 5 functions of a noun. First function I have written subject of a verb. First function already we have understood, and already we have understood by using this function we have understood that how can we identify a noun or a pronoun. Got my point as of now? That will be sufficient for this class. Next day I gonna discuss about the object of a transitive verb. After transitive verb we can use object, and how can you define object? Okay, what will be the characteristics of the object? What will be the features of the object? How can you define it? Or objective phrase, object clause, all those things would be discussed. So I request to all of you, please write down all the concept over here. Write down the concept in your notebook, take it down in your copy. Then it will be very easy for you whenever you study English language. Everything will become very easy, everything will become very sophisticated. For today, thank you, have a good day, wish you all the best, bye bye, tata, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.